Okay everyone, and welcome back to another ARK Basics tutorial. Today we're going to look at taming. So, here is our little hut that we built in our tutorial for building basics. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got our meat in here and stuff, yep, cool. Okay, so first things we want to do is make narcotics. So narcotics are a berry that you use to actually put the dinosaurs to sleep. So all we need to do is come into here, we'll throw some more points on. So we'll do that. Throw some more. Fortitude is your resistance to the elements, I think I mentioned last time. Movement speed, it's always not bad to be able to outrun some dinosaurs. Stamina helps you mine longer and run faster for longer. And health. Cool. So as you put your points in, again this is boosted and everything, so you know, just ignore how much my stats are going up and all those points. You'll do it slowly over time. So here in the Engrams, first things you need to do to be able to do this is get yourself a Mortar and Pestle. That is an important one, and narcotic. You'll also want spark powder, and yeah, and here, bowler. You'll also want stone arrow, and you'll want, where's the bow? Oh, they're right next to it. Didn't see that. Okay, so some items here, when you go to buy them, you'll need to have all the engrams prior, like they kind of increase. If that happens, then you just click yes, because, well, you need them. So now I come down here, some more. There it is, level 21. So at level 21 you'll get trank arrows. So this is what you'll need. So you won't really be able to do too much in the way of taming until you get to level 21 at least. Rightio. So, well, what we might actually do is we'll just, as you can see, our little house here is a little bit small. So what we might do is we might get our hatchet, we might quickly upgrade it, and give ourselves a little bit more space first. So as your tribe slowly increases, so will your space requirements. So walk up, remember, press triangle on these, and as you can see, you're gathering berries and you're gathering fiber. So we're going to upgrade our house to a little wooden one. So again, we'll go up to the engrams. The reason, I mean, you can make your houses as fancy as you like, but due to the fact that engrams are limited, I generally just keep mine as little boxes because that's relatively simple. So as you can see, you can get wooden triangles and you can do all kinds of cool stuff, but I'm a simple fella. So you push circle, go across to your crafting, same thing here. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we've run out. See, we don't have enough ingredients. So we'll now add that to our taskbar here. And we'll see what it is that we're actually missing. What ingredient is it that we're missing? Wood. Okay, so we've got plenty of fiber, plenty of thatch. We might just get a little bit more thatch so we don't have to get any for a long time. Here we go. So we'll walk up to this one. We'll hit it with a pickaxe. Remember, pickaxe gets more thatch. There we go. And then we'll go and just go wood. So this is the way to grind a lot quite quickly. Bang. Yep. See? Grind that. One more. Walk up to you. Whack. Perfect. Now we'll go whack. Okay. So now what we want is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need a bit more wood. We don't need that one there now, so we need we need a door. So basically we're just going to upgrade our tiny little house, which we had, into a little bit bigger of a house. So remember, we're getting hungry now. That means we're getting hungry, so we're going to hold down the L1 button, and we're going to eat our food. So as you can see there, the food little symbol means your food's going up, and that little tonicky symbol means that your health is going up because of it. So we want 3 more of these. 1, so we're going to need a bit more. See how if you tie it to your bar, I could have already done it already with where the foundation one is. So sometimes if you're going to do a bit, it's worth just putting it on there rather than doing it this way, how you have to keep going back into it. So because we need a few more walls, I'll replace that one with the wall one. There we go. What do we got here? So 4 walls, we need 8. So 1 more. Cool. That should be enough pretty much, I think. So what we do now is we'll put all these things here onto the taskbar so we can easily put them down. And the best part about this game is that it's quite easy to upgrade things because you can put it just straight over the top. Oh, clicked on the wrong button there. Okay, so as you can see here, put the foundation piece here. Yep. See that? And it's just replaced it. So now we're just upgrading our house so that it's a little bit stronger and gives us a little bit more room so we can move and, you know, so we're going to upgrade that piece there. We're going to upgrade that piece there. There. Then we're going to do our door frame. We're going to do our roof. We're still going to keep it quite small because it is just us, just me. Here we go. And then we'll go get, where is it? The door here. Done. Now, what we can do is, so that place is a little bit more spacious, hold down triangle, demolish that. You'll always get half the ingredients back that you spent on something. But now we have a nice little wooden house. Right, so the next thing was to get the, oh, that was our fireplace, I think. No, that was just something else. So we're thirsty. The easiest way is just walk up, push triangle, and he drinks, as long as you're standing in some water. I think we have lost our fireplace though. Yep, probably should have removed that first. That's not good. Oh, there it is. No, it is there. It's just underneath. Okay. Well, that's not great. So we're going to have to make another fireplace. We don't have the ingredients for that yet, so we're going to have to go find some wood. Not some wood, some stone. Can we mine this? No, we can't. Can we mine that? No, we can't. We'll just grab some stone from along the beach here. No? Yep, there we go. Oh, get this. There we go, get some flint. We need some flint and we need some stone. So we'll get, remember you gotta, depending on what you want, depends on what more of you want, depends on what tool you use. So what we might do is so that, because fireplaces also give you warmth, so if it's getting a bit cold at night time or something, you want to be able to stay warm, fireplaces are great. Now over here is the mortar and pestle. What do we need? Hide, and we need stone. Now, firstly, we'll just quickly build this here, build our fireplace. I don't know. Might put it near the bed. Okay. Throw some wood in there. There we go. Now, what have we got in our inventory from last time? Do we have any hide? No, unfortunately, we do not. That is unfortunate. So that means we have to go hunting. Right. So, let's go find ourselves a dodo, or something equally not as scary that will run away from us, rather than eat us. So when you first start out, pretty much everything is scary. Oh, there it is, a dilo. Okay, just watch out for these little guys. They're the ones that will spit poison at you. So, usually just remember it's the axe that you want when you harvest to get that. See, he's running, that means he's very low health. There we go, and we got the hide we need. So generally I don't use a spear for things that I want to actually harvest, just because sometimes you can just keep stabbing so much, the spear will end up harvesting it, and you'll end up not getting the benefits or everything that you want from it. So what we'll do is we'll run back to our little house here, our little camp. We'll throw the meat onto the fire so we can okay, get that going. Now then, the next thing we want to do here is we want to split these into one. So all food and everything, you can see at the bottom there's like a little bar that's slowly going down. You see on all the food types, the berries and the spoiled meat and the meat here. When that bar there, see, there's a spoil timer in the bottom counting down. When the spoil timer goes to 0 for a berry, it just disappears. But for meat, it turns into spoiled meat, which is what we're going to need for the narcotics. So we want that. That's what we're actually after. Now, if you have a stack, a bunch of them, so here it says 26, in 1 minute 50, one of these will disappear. If it's a stack, it'll go 1, and then the timer restarts and works its way down until you lose 1. If you need a lot of spoiled meat quickly, you split the stacks like this, and then the timer all counts for all of them like this. So we're just gonna, since we are a bit hungry too, I just grab some meat here and have a little bite to eat. Okay, so what are we looking at now with our mortar and pestle? What are we missing? Stone. Okay, so we need a bit more stone, unfortunately. So let's go. Oh, first rule of ARK: always shut your door. Especially if you're on official servers, or really anywhere, just because people can go in and steal your things if you do not lock your door. So just remember, people's safety first. Because, yeah, here's a stone here we could probably get a bit of. There we go, lots of stone. Okay, so just remember, this, my stats are boosted at the moment, just to make this a little bit of a quicker way to get things, rather than, you know, grinding out the whole thing. So what we're going to do is come in here. Now, let's make ourselves a mortar and pestle. So mortar and pestle. There we go. Just tap R2 once. There we go. Now the next thing we'll want is probably some bowlers. So we'll make 3 of those. Yep. And we'll want a bunch of arrows. Might grab like 8 of those. And we'll want bow. Rightio. So, you want a bow and arrow, because what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the shoot whatever animal it is we're going to tame, and that's what's going to knock it out. So we're going to put this mortar and pestle just here on the floor. There it is. That's how we access it. So go into its inventory. And see here you've got spark powder. Spark powder is something you'll use in a preserving bin, which is what we can make. Effectively, it's like an ancient fridge. So you throw some flint in there, throw some stone in there, and press triangle to make all of it that you've got the ingredients for. Actually, we might go in here and see if we can actually make one. Where is it? Down here. Preserving bin, there it is. So preserving bins, basically like a prehistoric fridge. So it needs spark powder to fuel it, but it extends the spoil timers on all of your items. What are we missing? Fiber. Okay, that's an easy one. Oh, actually, I think we've got some in our chest. I remember seeing some there. Yep. There we go. So basically what that does is extends all the spoil times on all your things, so that way you don't have to, you know, so you're not losing your resources as quickly. So we're gonna go here. Might put it here next to the fireplace, so it's nice and convenient. See, so what we do is then we grab mortar and pestle here, take the spark powder across, and we'll put that in there. Now you can tell it's working because see now it's got steam coming out the top of it. That means it's got some spark powder in it and it's working. So say for instance, for example, the spoil time on these narco berries, 8 minutes and 16 seconds. Put them in here. Now check the spoil timer. 1 hour and 22. So this is a great way to keep your food from disappearing. Like this one's only got 1 minute and 48. Now it has 17 minutes. So it reduces the spore time, so it basically acts like a prehistoric fridge. I think I've mentioned that a few times now. There we go. Now the next thing we want to do is we'll get our meat there, narco berries, spoiled meat. So what we do is we put that into the mortar and pestle. So go bang, bang. Go up here to consumables, drugs, see there, narcotics, there we go. And now we're going to make some of these. As you can see, we are making some narcotics. This is a very core game functionality, so make sure that you get the hang of this, because you'll be using this a lot. So now what you do is put that back in here. Now because we have the tranquilizer arrows and we also have the narcotics, we come down here and we click R2 and we build as many of these as we can. So what that does now is changes the arrows that we had. Because they're narcotics, now we've got them as narcotic arrows so we can knock them out. Okay, so while we wait, our meat is going to continue to spoil. And I am thirsty again. So just going to push triangle here, or you can just go for an actual swim. You'll get the same result. If it's not working or for whatever reason the triangle button, whatever, then just go for a swim. Now, quite often what you might want to do is you might want to build like a taming pen or something to keep yourself safe away from the dinosaurs, because you know a lot of them will try and eat you. So sometimes you might build yourself like a little pen, sort of like the house, but you might put like some pillars or some wall frames and maybe a dinosaur gate or something like that, you know. Now what we'll do is we are going, the reason you want bowlers, and that's for flying tames. So you'll come across here. Now you have to, now that the bow's equipped there, we'll have to pick what ammo we want. So we've got normal arrows, we've got trank arrows. What we want is trank arrows. So we click it on there, and see the little arrow symbol in the bottom right? Tells you what arrow it is that's loaded. Now, one of the first teams you want is generally something like that one over there, a parasaur, which is the one with the little like horn thing on its back. Ow, that's a piranha. That's a piranha. That's really bad. Ow. Oh, my spear broke, and I'm being attacked by piranhas. Okay, so I think I mentioned earlier that everything tries to eat you in this game. That is very true. Now, one of the first teams you want to try and get to give you freedom, it's like getting your cars, getting your driver's license as a kid, is a Pteranodon. Aim. Oh man, missed. Missed. Oh well. Let's just knock him out. Generally you try and wait a few seconds, try and aim for the head. Down he goes. Blonk. Cool. He's unconscious. So now what we'll do is we probably should have brought some of that stuff with us, but because we didn't, we'll just go harvest it real quickly. It's always better to come prepared. And there's also a really great app that you can download. It's called Dododex. Just find it on the App Store. I use that pretty much for all my taming needs. I do that. Now what you do is you put the berries into their inventory. If you want to tame them, right? So what you do is, see, as soon as I put the berries in the inventory, that bottom bar actually increased. Now because he's such a low level one, he's going to be a very quick tame. So what we do here is, you can see it says Taming Effectiveness 100%. So depending on how well you tame something, you'll get bonus levels. So it's level 1, it's only +1 level. Now because it's such a low level, just, you know, these numbers are often a lot bigger. So they can often be like a bonus 20 levels or 30 levels or 10 levels. Like they can be really good, right? So, and what that does is depends on the type of food it likes. If you use the Dododex app, it will actually tell you what food they like the best and what to use and how long it should take and whether or not you need to keep them under any longer. So that blue, that purple bar is its unconscious level, and obviously the one at the bottom is its taming level. When the taming one is complete, when the food's in inventory, it'll be yours, if the unconscious one goes all the way down to the bottom, it'll wake up, you'll lose everything that you've put into his inventory, and you'll have to do the whole process again to try and tame him. So that is very important. Now, when you first start out, you'll want to just, like, you can just use berries. So if you put them in his inventory, the narco berries, because these are the ones that make them sleepy. See at the very bottom, you've got a bar which is called Torpidity. Now the Torpidity is his sleepiness level. So you want to keep that up. So if you put the berries into his inventory and press R2, now see his Torpidity level just went up. So that means we're keeping him asleep. What this does is if you push R2 on something while it's in its inventory, whether it's a person, like whether it's yourself, you know, like even yourself, or if it's you know, on a dinosaur or something, push R2, it force feeds them, like you're forcing the food into them. So this one is so basically Dododex will tell you what type of food to put into him and that sort of thing. But as you can see, it keeps going down, and you just keep tapping it, you know, and it'll just keep bringing it up. Don't tap it too fast, because otherwise, you know, it's best to give it a little bit. But see, now he's completely knocked out again. If that gets back down to 0, he wakes up, again, the whole thing starts again. Generally, if of all the berries, Mejo berry is the most effective to tame with. But again, if you check Dododex, there might actually be something better. So what we'll do is we'll put this now into his inventory, and we'll watch. Oh, he's tamed. So that was a really quick tame, and that was because he was so low level. We'll call this guy Bob. I don't know why, it just seems like a good idea. So we'll call him Bob. Oh no, it's a girl. It says it's a girl. Maybe we won't call him Bob. Maybe we'll call him something else. So just give me 1 second. So if you hold down triangle, you get your wheel of options, which you saw there, and there's a bunch of options. And because it's a girl, we'll call her Becky. There we go. Now, if you hold this down, you've got your options where you can spay, which means they can't breed. You can unclaim, change the name. Would not do any of those initial things. So initially, every dinosaur will try and follow you, which can get really annoying. So you hold down behavior. See, it says disable following. Hold down triangle, you got to go in again, where it says attack your target. Generally you want to put dinosaurs on passive. Unfortunately, it means they will die if something attacks them. They won't try to defend themselves. But the thing is, you can change that how you like. There's behavior here. It says, we'll go over some of these a bit. Stance, so you've got aggressive, means it'll run off and attack everything. It's a great way for any dinosaur to get itself killed, even T-Rexes, because eventually someone will, you know, they'll pick a fight with something that will beat them, or they'll just take too much damage, sustained damage over time, and die. Passive flee means they'll run away. Neutral is pretty much your defensive stance, so it'll only attack if attacked. Attack your target means it won't do anything, but if you attack something, it'll go straight for it. It's a great one for birds, like if you've got Pteranodons or something, and if you get attacked by those stupid pelican things, which are just really hard to get to, you put your Pteranodons or something on attack your target and attack that bird, and they'll just kill it really quickly, and then they'll just go back to you once it's dead. And passive. So what you do here is, where are we? So hold down this. So we'll put him on passive. Oh yeah, sorry. Oop. Behavior and a wandering mating. You've got these things. That's if you want to breed them. Targeting range, so you can set the targeting range for high, but only certain dinosaurs can do this. It's only because these ones here can act like alarm beacons, so you can make them, you know, like enable turret mode, so that way they'll warn you if there's like enemy, like bad dinosaurs around that are going to try and eat you and stuff. So see, it says he's detected an enemy. Yep, so all of those there, dinosaurs, he has detected everything that's going to try and hurt us. Now what you'll need for a dinosaur is a saddle. You probably should have tried to get a saddle first because, well, you know, it's better to come prepared. But if you push the square button, you access their inventory. So this is his inventory here, and this is his stats. So if you want him to carry more things, again, weight's always good. Health's always good. Stamina, you know, these sorts of things. Again, weight's always good, especially if you want to carry. So, for stamina. So, because we were actually going to try and get a Pteranodon, but, you know, things didn't work out that way. He moved just in front at the wrong time. But that's okay. We'll get this guy. Parasaur saddle. So we get the Engrams. So you'll find out what he is. If you ever get stuck and you've got a dinosaur, you're not really sure what a saddle he is, just search for it up here. So look at what type of dinosaur he is, and then type in para. You don't have to remember all that there is parasaur. So, and you can tell he's a parasaur by clicking on his thing here, and see up the top next to his name, it says what type of dinosaur he is. Parasaur. Rightio. So, can we craft his saddle? Here's his saddle. What are we missing? Hide. Okay, so that means we need to get some hide. Now, because we don't actually have a saddle yet, we'll enable following. Another thing you can do too is hold down circle. Holding down circle is the whistling options. Be very careful what you do. If you do whistle everything to follow you or something and you're in the base, see it whistles. And then if I whistle stop, whistle or stop all, nice one. See, stop following. It tells you what he's doing, what she's doing under a name. Hold down circle, whistle, follow one. Looking at it, yep. So now she's going to follow us. We got to get across a river. See, so they're piranhas, I think there. So we'll come along a bit further, closer to our house. Oh yeah, that's a big thing there. Wait, why isn't he following? Oh, because he's probably in turret mode. Probably going to have to disable that, I imagine. Oh. Apparently you're not following. Behavior. Disable turret mode. There you go. Now let's see if you're following. Yeah, that's more like it. Cool. So, because he's in turret mode, he can't actually run. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Let's go. So, bowlers are a really great way at low levels to actually, you know, stop a dinosaur from running away. Because as soon as you, like these guys here, for instance, they will run very fast. Well, pretty much all dinosaurs run, well, bar some. Be very careful. Anything that will try to hurt you, and this is just something you'll get from over time. You'll practice and you'll find out what will actually basically try to hurt you and what you can actually get away with, you know. Okay, so we don't actually have enough hide, and we don't have any hide in there either. Okay, if we take a look in our inventory, remember all that meat we had? That's all spoiled now, and we've got some more narco berries. So what we'll do is we'll throw all this, hold down X, go back in here, and craft these. Now, narcotics don't actually deteriorate, whereas as you can see both of these things do. So you'll always want, if you've got excess of any of these things, you'll always want to just turn them into narcotics because they're not going to deteriorate. As you can see, there's no bar thing on the bottom that's counting down. Also, remember how we put the berries into his inventory and then we force fed him the berries, which helped keep him under? Some dinosaurs, the berries are they're a low effectiveness version of that. So if you put these into their inventory, the narcotics, and give them, like force feed them that works a lot better. You'll get far better results. So that's the ideal one, but obviously it takes a little bit more time. So what we're going to do is we're going to whistle stop, just stop all, that hurts. But yeah, be very careful with your whistling commands, because if you whistle the wrong thing, particularly in your base, you could end up with, you know, something like 10 flyers or something stupid, all just trying to escape and run away, and it becomes a little bit stressful to try and get them all back. So just be very careful how you use the whistling commands. Now what we need is a little bit more hide, so we're going to look for a dinosaur, any dinosaur that we can potentially get some food from. Oh yeah, okay, well here's a turtle. Turtles are generally pretty good. Turtles are good because they're... Oops, might get him onto land because he's a bit slower on the land. Turtles are a bit quicker in the water. Here we go, come on. Come out on land. Here he comes. So sometimes you have to kind of kite them a little bit. So kiting is when you try and keep away from them whilst getting them. So here he comes, here he comes. Now the thing about these turtles, whoop, you'll cop the first one, get in close, stay around near his back. You can actually kind of, you can get some good hits in on him. Again, if you're struggling with these aspects of the game, you can always build something to trap them in, like a little building or something, and then you can bring them in, and then you can get a dinosaur gate. Close the door. There we go. Oh, it says we knocked him out. We actually knocked him out. We didn't actually... Huh. That's weird. Anyways, we don't really need one of these. What we actually want is... His health to go down. We want to get the food and stuff. There we go. Okay, so what we wanted was the hide. So we'll come along here, run back to the base, grab a few extra ingredients while we're here for things. These things here, this is called a beaver dam. We'll probably go into that in a future tutorial, but they're a great way to get cementing paste. But generally, if there are beavers nearby, they will all come and attack you at the same time. Very, very, very high chance of dying. Like, ridiculously high chance of dying when it comes to those. So, generally, if I'm going to raid a beaver dam or something, yeah, put down a sleeping bag or something so you can respawn. Now, what we'll do here is we'll craft this saddle. Let's see if we can craft the saddle now. Yep, we can. So we'll craft this saddle, press L2. Again, go up into our inventory. Okay, wait for that. There we go. So, now that we've got that, we'll equip the saddle here. So the saddle, you can see there, you can just double tap the saddle. No? Is it going to let us? Nope, not going to do it. That's alright. So we'll just come up here into his inventory, push X. There we go, now he's got a saddle on, which means we can ride him. Here we go. So now we are riding Becky. Whoa! Go Becky. Oh, got the... Press L2. Generally dinosaurs have a primary and a secondary function. So primary one is your eating or attacking, your primary attack. Second one, for this guy, gives himself a little bit of a turret. So as you can see here, we'll come back in here. What have we got? So we'll throw some of this stuff back in here. Now, not all saddles can be crafted in your inventory. So as you start to progress, you'll want to get yourselves these things. So remember, the higher as you go up, here's some different types of hide clothing. So you can continue to get clothing options, gunpowder, large storage boxes. There's also rafts. You can actually build on the rafts. You can build yourself little houses and little things that you can move around. So there's lots of great things you can do on rafts. They're great. A feeding trough. When you get lots of dinosaurs, you can build a feeding trough. Might do that one there. This here is a dinosaur gateway. So once you start getting dinosaurs, the next thing that you want to do as a priority is building a dinosaur pen. So yeah, you'll definitely want to do that as soon as possible. A refining forge, we'll get that. Smithy, yep, metal tools, always great. Okay, so what do we got here? Yep, so that should be good for now. So next thing to do is we'll put down, let's see if we got enough for any of these things. Smithy, what are we missing? Metal ingots, no, don't have any metal. Flint and stone. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is build a forge. Flint and stone. So that means, let's just jump on Becky. Also, dinosaurs are a great way of using, you use them to help you. So look at how much stuff she gets. Let's see, because this server's boosted so much. Yeah, so I got 12 Tino barriers, 4. She gets 53. So basically, the dinosaur. Oh, she's full. She pretty much fills up instantly because she gets so much more than what we do. So dinosaurs are the better way to harvest. You'll get a bonus harvesting with any dinosaur. So always, different dinosaurs do different things. Again, Dododex or just Googling that sort of thing or using the ARK wiki is a great way to find out what things are used. So what you do here is in the top right hand corner, see how we've got our health bars and all our stuff in the bottom left where we've always got? At the very top right you can see the dinosaur stats. So I'll put it on the stand so it's a bit darker. Her health is at the very top, same symbols, her stamina, her food, and her weight. Now as you can see her weight is almost full, so if you push square while you're riding on her you can access her inventory. This is her inventory right here. Look at how much stuff she got already. But what we also want to do is because she gets over encumbered, just like we do, and they become really slow to walk, we'll put all our points into weight. So now, She's not over encumbered, she can move, and she's all happy. Rightio, let's go Becky. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Becky, just because we can. We can also put some points into speed, so that she's a bit faster. We can use her as a way to ride around. So this is our first tame. Okay, we're getting some experience there. Now what we want is we want some metal, some stone, some flint. There we go. Let's see. Do we have enough to build ourselves a forge? Yes, we do. That's what we're after. Do we have enough everything else except the ingots? That's correct. Good. Rightio. Let's go, Becky. Now, you have to also remember too, this is our weight. Our weight is 406. See there, it says 406 out of 700. If you push square, her weight is 466. Now, you'll take a look here. See what she's got in her? They're only tiny little berries. They don't weigh much. That's because the rest of her weight comes from us. So a dinosaur's weight, for it to become encumbered, has to be ours plus hers, if that makes sense. So you have to add the weights together, like our weight on top of what they've got. So an easy way is if you become over encumbered with riding the dinosaur, oh no, like see she's almost empty there now. But now she's almost full with her bar at the top right. Take a look at it again. Here you can see her weight, it's almost empty. So what you can do is say we become over encumbered. Nice easy way to test that is we'll do this. Just eat some stuff here. Eat. There we go. There we go. Get ourselves a bit over encumbered. Does she? Oh yeah, she's even harvesting a bit of thatch here for us. Okay, we'll go. Oh, see, okay, now she's over encumbered. This is what it means when it's over encumbered. See how she can barely walk? You've got a whole bunch of stuff on there. What you can do is you can just push these while you're on her, so you don't have to jump off sometimes. Just push square. And if you hover over her thing here, you just push L2 over what you want to throw away. Same as what we've got there. These here are seeds for all the different types of berries. Generally, you'll want to save those because that way you can actually create your own crop pots and plants and you can grow your own seeds rather than having to harvest everything. In this game, you'll want to try and get everything that you can farm to a farmable point rather than having to go out and harvest everything. Otherwise, it becomes too overwhelming, you can't keep up, and there's too many things to have to harvest all the time. So you can either dump everything, or not dump everything, but everything until she can actually move again, or you can whistle... follow one, and now she whistles us. So now she's not over encumbered anymore, and we're not over encumbered, but together if we're riding her, she is. So that's a great way if you're going on a little bit of a journey to get more stuff. Rightio, here she is here. Rightio, so we'll go behavior, disable following. There we go. You don't want to enable wandering, because that just means they'll wander all over the place. So don't do that. Unless you mean to, of course. So here we'll build a refining forge. Put that here. And we'll put that maybe just here. There we go. Now a refining forge is what we use to make metal. So we'll put, it needs everything that needs fire pretty much needs a fuel source. You can use wood, or spark powder is also a really good fuel source as well. So you can use both. Spark powder lasts longer than wood as well. So push that. Push square, access this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our metal in here. So 2 metal, now we light the fire, 2 metal turns into 1 metal ingot. So we need 5 metal ingots. We've got 11 metal that we've gotten. You will eventually, over time, you can find metal nodes. They look gold, like gold rocks, but that's actually metal in this game. But also when you're just picking, you know, like just harvesting normally with your stone or pickaxe, sometimes you might get 1 or 2 pieces from normal rocks, as you've seen, because that's how we've gathered ours. Now while that's doing things there, what we'll have to do is we'll have to find somewhere to keep Becky safe. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves some Engram points here. Where are we? So there we go, X there, X there. So we're going to do wooden. Here we go. So, fun fact about this game is, remember how we upgraded from thatch to wood? You can pretty much do that on like just most things, all the way up to like metal and tech and things. But the things that it doesn't really do that on is dinosaur gateways. I don't think, I'm not 100% sure, it's been a while since I've done that. I don't think that you can just automatically do that. I think you might have to demolish one and reset it. I'm not 100% sure, because they don't actually snap like all the other building pieces. So what we'll do here, so yeah, pretty much while Becky's there like that, anything can come up and eat her. That big crocodile that we ran from in the Sarco in the last video, if that tended to come up here, especially if we're not online, because when we're offline, just remember this is an MMO. So if we're offline, then you know the world is still online. You know, like things are still happening. Dinosaurs are still roaming. Predators are still out. You know, predatoring sort of thing. So what you'll do is, I'll do just a really basic, small version of what we can do here. So to keep the build limits down, I think we'll do that one there. There we go. So you'll come up against build limit issues at some point. So what you'll end up doing is this here. So circle. See, so what we'll use is we'll already use part of the wall we've already got. No, we don't. Oh, wrong one. Don't want you. And here, what's that? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. Gonna need a bit more stuff, I think. Oh, it's alright. So let's just go take Becky for a quick ride out to the trees. And we'll get what we need, get the ingredients we need. Now hopefully those nasty piranhas don't try and eat me, but I cannot stress enough how important a dinosaur pen is. If you love your tames, keep them safe. Also on that note, just a really important note too is, with your tames, just bear in mind that an unfortunate side effect of this game is that pretty much every dinosaur at some stage will possibly die. It is a very sad thing, but just you need to be aware of that, because if you get too attached to them, and they do, it can be completely devastating. So just really, I can't stress that enough, keep that in mind. Okay, so we've just made 2 of these dinosaur gates. Now these are quite a cheap way to actually build wall pieces. Now what you've got here is, see the bottom here? Our pickaxe broke. Oh no, what do we do? If we go down here, we can repair it. Oh, we've got enough to repair it, everything's green. Just push R2 on it, and it will repair. Now, as you get higher tools, you'll need to repair the things in the same place they were made. So you can't just repair them all like what I'm doing right here, which is right here. I'm just out in the field. This is only the really primitive stuff. As we get a bit like more advanced, we'll have to use like some special benches to craft them, and that's where we'll have to take them back to repair them. So what do we got here? So we've got this here. Okay, so we've made 2 dinosaur gateways. Now we've got to make, actually we might make 3. What are we short on? Wood. Always wood. There we go. So we'll make another one of those here. So we'll make 3 of those. And now what we'll do, go. So generally, just remember that dinosaurs or predators come in all shapes and sizes. Okay, so we've got 3 of those now. So you'll want to, they also come from the air. So when you make your dinosaur pen, you'll want to make sure it's fully enclosed. Honestly, as soon as you can start making stone, I would. You wouldn't want to leave it longer. Preferably if you're going to start building things like your dinosaur pens and everything else, start building them in stone. So, where are we? Are we even up to stone here yet? No, we are not up to stone yet. So there's lots of different things. Spike walls are a good way to keep dinosaurs out. They take damage if they try to get to you. Window frames, ladders, hatches, ramps, all that good stuff. If we put some more points into ourselves, where are we? Okay, let's go. We'll go a bit here. Some stam, some speed, some fortitude. There we go, gonna eat some more food. If we go up here now to our engrams, we've obviously leveled up a bit. If we can go to the next part. Where are we here? So here's the stone stuff. The stone stuff is pretty much the same. It's just instead of using fibre, you now use stone. So stone, thatch and wood, whereas the wood stuff is wood, thatch and fibre. You can start upgrading things like, you can get things like crossbows and pikes and water jars, which are better than those little, they don't leak as fast than the skins. Metal spike walls, and we start getting into metal, and you can start getting more and more like metal type things, so there's really good stuff here. You can also get behemoth stone dinosaur gateways. So at a certain point, the dinosaurs don't fit into the normal ones. So things like T-Rexes and that sort of thing, they're too big. So you'll need to build one of these to be able to, and build a massive dino pen to be able to keep them safe. But in the meantime, we'll just keep doing what we're doing here. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to keep everything with wood. So please just keep in mind that if you can, or as soon as you can get to stone, I would, because pretty much everything can eat, oh no, Compies. Okay, so these are Compies. You probably remember them from Jurassic Park. They think they're all friendly, and you might try and, you know, feed them, but you have to keep feeding them, or then they start getting aggressive and they attack you and bite you, and there's like usually 3 of them. So you'll want to just get him. They're generally low level, so there you go. And we got some hide and some meat from him. Rightio, so how are we going here with this? So we're going to build some ceiling pieces. So we got those now, so we'll go. That should be enough of those. And then what we'll do is we'll grab some more stuff here. There we go, so that's plenty of wood there. So again, remember this is boosted, so on the actual server, whatever server you're on, it's not gonna be this easy. Oh, and we're encumbered, so that's not gonna work. So what we'll do is we'll just have to get Becky to follow us. Let's go. So that allows us to carry more stuff. Okay, watch out for those things. They're the pellet. Oh no, that's Hesperornis. Oh, okay, that thing lays golden eggs. So if you can tame one of those, apparently quite a hard tame, I think. I'm not sure. I've never actually tamed one, but first time I've actually ever seen one. But basically, they lay golden eggs. Very, very rare. Very, very cool. So now we're going to continue working on our... so again, Dododex. Can't stress that enough. Just really look into that as soon as you get the opportunity. So 4 high is the size of a dino gate. Build lots more walls. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll equip our dino gate here. Oh, where are we? So it's good to check out the dimensions of what it all is. Here we go. So we go there. I'm going to go right. There. There we go. Yep. And we're going to put another one here. Okay, so where's these ones here? So we'll finish this here up to there. And we might do, or is it this one here at the back? Place that there. It can get a bit tricky, this part. It's not, I don't know if there's an easier way to do that bit or not, but... Okay, so the reason we've put behemoth gates there is because of build limits. In the servers, you have build limits. So there's only so much things you can build in a certain like zone or an area. And so as you can see, this is 1 item, or it'll end up becoming 2 items. I'll just stop you, Becky. Whereas if you were to fill the whole thing in, that's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, you know, that's 8 items there rather than, oh no, sorry, yeah, 2, yeah, so that's 8 pieces rather than 2. So if you've got large dinosaur pens, particularly when you start getting to behemoth gates, where you want to build like massive pens, it's a great idea to build the walls out of these gates. But if you want to build a roof, you will need at least 1 section done with this, because without these parts, the roof won't hold. The roof just can't support itself. So what you want to do now for the roof is... Sometimes it's a bit easier if you actually hop on a dino. So sometimes you can hop on something. We'll take a look here. See, and it's a little bit hard to see because of how high the gamma is. I'd also recommend putting your gamma up too, because that's a great way of being able to... Oh, where are we? Come on, come back a bit. You can just see it. I think that one should work. Yeah, that's one. So see how it's connected? It's actually connected to that little strip there that we made. It's not actually connected to the gates. The gates are almost independent of it. So we just need to... Oh. There we go. So we'll get this here in. The other thing you can do is build like a ladder, which is a really great option. Okay, so that didn't work. Missed that bit. You can pick up anything that you misplace within a few seconds, but since our chances of getting up there are pretty low, that's probably not going to happen. So we're just gonna, there we go. And nope, we just overrode that one. Come on, where are you there? Ah, it's annoying. Let's just see if we can jump and build. Oh yeah, there we go. So, oh, it's so bright. Okay, and back. Yay, there we go. So then what we do is we grab the doors and just go door, door, door. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit nicer. A bit nicer on the eyes. We open this up. Okay. So here we go. So as you can see now, well, we've got that piece there. Now we have somewhere nice for Becky. Keep her safe from anything that might want to eat her. So what we do is push circle, go up to our engrams, come down to our wood, see the wooden ladder, we'll grab that one, and we'll just tidy up some of that. I mean, you don't have to, it's entirely your base, you can do what you like with it. I always like to, you know, I don't know, it's a little bit like to keep some things a bit nice and stuff here, so we'll go like that, maybe build the ladder, I don't know, here. So we can see, we can pick up allowed for a certain amount. This here, so if you want to extend or build up, you know, give us more room inside, you can actually just build that out a bit. There we go, might just build that there, and yep, see how we had a piece there? And if you've got the ingredients and you tap to grab another one, it will actually, nope. It will actually build another one if you've got the ingredients. So there we go, now we can build a ladder, get up on top. See here, we can actually demolish this, or we could extend it out and give us 2 levels on the inside. We can do, you know, all sorts of things. So as you can see now, our tiny little thatch hut has now started to increase. Now, back to the saddle aspects that we were trying to do. So see here, we've got everything bar the metal ingots. Let's check this. Our metal ingots over here. We have just the right amount. So this smithy table, I click on that, this moves you up to the next level. Pretty much every saddle can then be built in the smithy table. So we'll come here, build this. Oh, not going to fit there. There we go. There. Okay. This is getting a bit cramped in here. So what you can also do, you can obviously build this out a bit further out the back, or you can build up on the top, or you can build again on top. You can just keep expanding, you know, what you need. So see here, we access this inventory, and in here, we've got more of the weapons. See, it says weapons melee. This is how we make things like metal ingots, that sort of thing. It's also where you make a lot of the higher up saddles. So say we grab, let's look here, let's find a saddle that is always really useful. Let's go RG. Can we build an RG saddle? No, we can't yet. That's alright. So what we'll do is we'll go, what was that other one that we had? I don't even know. Alright, might just have to put in a few more levels. So we'll just throw in a few more levels. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's check this out. We'll go up here. So again, just type in the type of dinosaur you want. RG. Nope. It's Argentavis, I think. Geez, what level am I? Still need more. Okay, So, again, as you progress up further, you'll find these things. So I think it was level 55 for that saddle. I don't know which one it is though, we'll see. If you get stuck, you can always look on the wiki. And let's see. Saber-tooth, Zarko, Terrorlord, Mammoth, Pteranodon, Bear Trap. Yeah, there's also crossbows, which are better. But again, always, like, we're building this out of wood at the moment, but please try and get to the stone levels as fast as you can, and please use stone. Don't use wood if you can help it. Everything destroys wood. Oh, there it is, Argentavis, which is close. Unlock. Cool. Okay, so I know for a fact that one does. So you go into the inventory. See here, weapons, go up. No. What? That one's not one either. Ah, that's unfortunate. Anyways, so some saddles need to be done in there. So, where are I? Sometimes the controls can get a bit funny like this. Whatever, let's do it again. Let's go Rex 74. Disable underweight, there we go. Maybe some oxygen. Whatever you do, don't put it into oxygen. I've only just put it into oxygen just because, you know, in case I do a tutorial on the ocean later on, it might come in handy. But don't put it in unless you actually plan on, you know, really spending some quality time in underwater. So otherwise it's just a waste. Because you remember, there's also a mind wipe tonic you can have. There you go, Rex Saddle. There's also a mind wipe tonic where you can actually get that sort of thing. So yeah, you can reset all your engrams and you can come get all this stuff all over again. Like you can just grab whatever you want again. So if you do get stuck, so there's raptor saddle. It's pretty much a saddle for everything. Yep. Oh yes, we need to do a feeding trough. So oh yep, Pteranodon. We'll get the Pteranodon one too. Okay. So just see what's he doing out there? See what I mean about always shutting your door? Ooh, probably shouldn't. That was lucky. So here, see over here now in the inventory, we've got saddles. It's you can build the saddle through here, and so if you build the saddle, or if you build the pickaxe or the you know, this stuff here, then you have to actually repair it. Take it back here to repair it. So the smithy becomes your next kind of tool for anything that becomes a little bit more. You throw your metal into here, and it turns into ingots. So 2 metal equals 1 ingot. Oh, that's right, the feeding trough. No, actually, I think we need this. Oh. What was the feeding trough? They wanted metal. So, got you. So yeah, so we've got our little, so that's a basic sort of again, very basic setup. Now we'll just jump over here real quick, see if we can try and find some metal. Again, pickaxe, because metal is a secondary resource, it is always pickaxe that you harvest metal with. So we come through here, and we'll just, so we've got a little bit of metal there. You really don't get much though, until you start getting to metal nodes. Metal nodes are where you'll get all your metal from, because we're looking just for the metal, but we're going to get weighed up. We'll just dump some of that stone. So remember, it's all about, you know, your inventory management and that sort of thing. Also, just remember too, that the further you go into like the centers of the maps, the more dangerous they become. Hanging around on the beach is a lot easier. Also, see that guy there? That turtle that we got? We got something from him. It's called Keratin. Now, when you want to craft your saddles, you'll have the Pteranodon saddle. So remember how we were initially going to try and get a Pteranodon? See the ingredient there is fiber and hide, and it says chitin or keratin. So chitin is an ingredient you get from like ants and little wasps and bug type things, spiders, all that sort of stuff. Keratin is something you get from a dinosaur which has lots of like bones or type tough skin. The turtles give a lot of it because of their shell. Stegosauruses can give a decent amount. Triceratops not so much because it's just their 3 horns. So if you see like bones type things on dinosaurs, that usually is a good indication that they'll give you some keratin. But yeah, those turtles are probably one of the best. Now we'll just come here. We've got enough of that, of like raw metal now. So now we'll do this. So, what we got here. Now, caring for your dinosaur. I think this is the last bit here. So as you can see here, we've got this feeding trough. Now, you can put the feeding trough almost anywhere you want. So, just to be silly, we'll just whack it here. Now, see here, we can also pick up an item if we place something in the wrong spot. So hold down triangle, pick up. If you don't pick it up within time, it will be demolished. You'll get half the resources back. You'll have to do it again. You can put the feeding trough almost anywhere you want. You can put it out here. Now see above Becky's name, there's now like a little feeding trough symbol. It's very faint, but you can kind of see it just above her name. So what you do is, we'll pick this up. There we go. So generally you'll make a bigger pen than this, obviously. This is just to show you. I don't want to take hours on this tutorial. So what you do is you put this down. What you can also do is you can also show the visible area. So I think we'll show the visible area. See this green line here? Every dinosaur within this green line is actually being fed by the feed trough. So because Becky likes berries, I've got berries with us. Because Becky likes berries, what we do is instead of having, when you get lots of dinosaurs, instead of having to go into each of their inventories and give them each berries individually, you'll want to give them, if you push this button here, remember, transfer everything, you'll want to give them some food. So you throw some berries, doesn't really matter what kind, in here, and now every dinosaur within the reach will end up having the berries. If you've got some predators or something that eats meat in there, just throw some meat in there as well. There you go. And now that will feed pretty much most dinosaurs. Most dinosaurs, that'll be the berries or meat, and every dinosaur within this green line will actually get fed. You don't have to go in there and check their inventories and feed them individually anymore. And the way to check is there's a little, you can see that little symbol there. It's on her saddle there, just above her name. So it's a little bit hard to see, it's very faint, but that's how you tell that it's actually working. Otherwise, what do we got here? So we check that. Yep, so we've done transfer all. Just remember to never feed a dinosaur these ones, unless it's one of those like pig type things, because it's a great way to get poop. We might do that in another tutorial, see how we go. Keep the seeds. Seeds don't have an expiry time. You can just put them in a cupboard or a closet cupboard or somewhere. But it's a great way to create your own later in farming and stuff. Don't know if I'll do another one of those. We'll see. Oh, okay, that's not good. So, again, as always, fending for our lives because, well, this is basically Jurassic Park. So, okay. So, yeah, don't feed them the white berries. That'll just makes them dehydrated, and don't eat them yourself, and don't feed them the black ones, whatever you do, unless you actually want to keep them knocked out when you're actually taming them. Other than that, you put the rest of your foodstuffs into the... Oh, it takes everything. I don't want that. So we'll just throw spark powder in there, throw some meat in there, throw berries, see the narcotics and the spoiled meat. Now that we've got lots of narcotics, again remember you don't want to waste it, and because they're going to spoil, they've got spoil timers on them, it's going to go down, so you're better off just knocking that out. It's also a really good way to get XP, because every time you craft something, you get experience points for it. We might also grab a bit extra spark powder while we're here as well. So get some spark powder going, so we don't have to worry about that, because it's a good fuel source. And yeah, so that there is pretty much the basics of how to tame a dinosaur, how to create a saddle, how to create all the required, I guess, infrastructure or the building to be able to do that. And for harder dinosaurs, not hard dinosaurs, but more higher level dinosaurs, how to get those saddles, you'll need a smithy. And also a way to keep your food sorted, keep your food management, and also taming. Each dinosaur's got different little things you can do. And feeding troughs, how to keep them safe. Make sure you always build a pen, and yeah, please make it out of stone at the minimum. Try not to build too much out of wood. Or if you do have to, just before you've got stone, just upgrade it pretty quickly, like as we've done with the thatch. Cool. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope this was useful. This is another ARK basics tutorial. Hopefully this helps. Let us know if there is anything in particular you want some help with, and I will let you know. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next time on another ARK tutorial.